yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors to get it.
Cowardly measures. We will continue to hold Miss Lively accountable for her actions of pure malice.
Prepare yourself for one of Hollywood's most shocking controversies as Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds get tangled in an explosive dispute involving Justin Baldoni. Once the silver screen ideal of a loving couple, they're now grappling with bullying allegations, legal showdowns, and startling revelations that have the entire industry buzzing. Could Ryan's Deadpool humor and Marvel clout have escalated a minor feud into a career-threatening firestorm? Or is this a case where sensational headlines mask the... Let's peel back the layers of this intensifying Hollywood drama to uncover what really happened and where it all goes from here. Hollywood has never lacked its share of friendships turned sour, but few could have predicted a rift involving Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni. In the beginning, their connections were hardly worth a headline. Blake and Ryan were busy juggling multiple projects and endorsements, while Justin was carving out his own niche in the industry. Yet beneath that surface of red carpet smiles, something began to fester.
Where this person is clearly the villain and this woman is clearly the victim, and you could see, like, how could she possibly experience that at this person's hands?
Insiders whispered about a chance meeting that sparked friction. Blake, known for her quick wit and strong opinions, allegedly rubbed Justin the wrong way during pre-production talks. Ryan, ever the supportive spouse, seemed at first only peripherally aware of the tension, until Blake insisted he step in. Viewers might have never caught wind of these early snags, if not for a chain of puzzling events that escalated everything into the public eye. What started as pointed jokes and subtle jabs spiraled into a spectacle. People close to the matter suggested that Blake and Justin each refused to back down, with Ryan caught squarely in the middle. Rumors suggested he was reluctant to get involved, preferring to stay comedic and easygoing. Yet the moment he agreed to champion his wife's cause, the entire dynamic shifted, and not for the better. The spat soon morphed into something more serious than personal disagreements. Suddenly, accusations surfaced, casting a shadow on everyone involved. Blake stood accused of bullying tactics, and Justin found himself labeled a predator behind closed doors. It was a harsh word, guaranteed to cause uproar, and it placed Ryan and Blake in a tricky spot. Either provide evidence of wrongdoing or risk a backlash for hurling groundless claims. Why would Ryan Reynolds, revered for his laid-back humor, call Justin such a damning term? Whispers around town pointed to Blake as the driving force behind that narrative, supposedly urging her husband to employ the harshest possible language. She had decided that the best way to protect herself was to strike first and strike hard. Ryan, loyal and determined to prove his love, obliged, giving Justin's legal team plenty of ammunition for a counterattack. Fans who once adored the couple started seeing unsettling cracks. People who previously believed Blake to be a down-to-earth figure began piecing together old rumors about her high-handed behavior. Meanwhile, Justin's supporters insisted these harsh words were just a smokescreen to mask deeper issues. Everyone had a theory, and the online chatter only grew louder by the hour. Ryan Reynolds typically thrives on sardonic humor, weaving it masterfully into his films, interviews, and social media posts. Yet that humor may have taken a dark turn when it collided with his wife's personal battle. In one of his biggest film franchises, Ryan introduced a variant character nicknamed Nice Fool, which many speculated was a jab at Justin Baldoni. The storyline was subtle enough to pass over the heads of casual viewers, but blatant enough to spark conversation among those in the know. The role of Disney and Marvel became impossible to ignore. As soon as Justin claimed Nice Fool was an attack on him, the studios were dragged into a mess they likely never wanted. Suddenly, top executives were fielding legal letters demanding all records of any malicious intent. As if embroiled in a surreal script, the narrative twisted from comedic cameo to a claim of orchestrated bullying. Ryan pushed back, saying he merely portrayed a satirical character that had nothing to do with Justin. Still, the seeds of doubt had already been planted in the public mind. Instead of going away, the controversy festered. Justin's legal team alleged the comedic bits were meticulously designed to degrade him. People who watched the film a second time said they noticed lines that seemed suspiciously pointed. Caught between defending his artistic license and addressing real concerns of harassment, Ryan found himself stuck. While his brand once thrived on irreverent jokes, it now risked turning him into a symbol of misguided aggression. Blake Lively has long been synonymous with glamour, style, and poise. But behind that polished persona, a growing number of individuals claimed she was far from the sweetheart the cameras adored. The first shock came when an assistant who'd worked on one of her film sets stepped forward, saying Blake treated her harshly and made every day a trial. According to that assistant, it wasn't just her. Multiple crew members had similar horror stories about being talked down to or dismissed. Another wave of rumors involved the Gossip Girl era. Gossip from the set suggested that Blake maintained an "I'm the star" attitude, often leaving co-stars and crew feeling undervalued. While some admired her strong sense of self, others felt it tipped into outright bullying. For a long time, such stories were dismissed as petty rumors. Now, with the feud against Justin Baldoni lighting up every gossip column, people started digging up these old accounts. The puzzle pieces aligned, painting a more complex picture of Blake as potentially manipulative and domineering. Fans struggled to reconcile this side of Blake with the charming figure they thought they knew. Did the actress genuinely harbor a mean streak, or were these allegations the product of bitterness from jaded ex-colleagues? The debate raged on, each new accusation fueling the controversy. One thing became evident: whether you believe she was guilty or not, the repeated references to bullying were too loud to ignore. No one should underestimate the power of Hollywood's behind-the-scenes deals. Ryan Reynolds, with his far-reaching influence, was rumored to be pulling strings in favor of his wife. Accusations arose that he nudged agencies to part ways with Justin Baldoni, quietly pressuring them to sabotage the man's prospects. The swirl of speculation grew. Did Ryan orchestrate blacklisting attempts? Was Justin painted as an outcast in every major studio because of offhand remarks by a big-name star? From outside, it looked like a perfect storm. Justin's team accused Ryan of strong-arming, while Ryan retorted that this was nothing but paranoia. But the reality was more nuanced. Big studios like Disney had already started watching the star couple with wary eyes. Ryan's soaring paychecks for the Deadpool franchise became harder to justify when his involvement in these controversies kept growing. If he broke a morality clause by harassing or bullying a colleague, directly or indirectly, executives could turn on him in an instant. The bigger picture was bleak. Ryan and Blake were no longer simply battling Justin Baldoni. They were also wrestling with the most powerful players in Hollywood, from Marvel to massive production houses. With brand deals, multi-million-dollar contracts, and public goodwill on the line, the stakes had never been higher. That kind of pressure can make people do desperate things, like walking away from lawsuits or turning on one another in a bid to remain in the public's good graces. For years, fans adored Ryan's witty banter on Twitter and Blake's glamorous red carpet appearances. They seemed like the epitome of relationship goals. But as each new layer of the scandal peeled back, the internet turned restless. People started calling out Ryan for jokes they once adored, labeling them as veiled attacks on Justin. Memes circulated of Nice Fool being the ultimate example of how comedic genius could morph into outright cruelty. In the midst of it all, Saturday Night Live delivered a stinging punchline referencing Ryan's predicament. While the bit was short, it left viewers buzzing about the possibility that Ryan was taking the entire controversy too lightly, especially after claims that his wife was traumatized by Justin's alleged misconduct. The question on everyone's lips: if this was all so disturbing for Blake, why was Ryan cracking jokes about it on national television? Fans felt conflicted. They wanted to believe the charismatic couple they once knew, but also couldn't ignore the mounting evidence of manipulative tactics. Supporters of Justin Baldoni pointed to the comedic jabs as proof of a smear campaign, painting Ryan as an instigator rather than an innocent bystander. Public sympathy, which initially favored Blake, began shifting. Suddenly, people were less willing to hand Ryan and Blake the benefit of the doubt. Suddenly, rumors swirled that Ryan Reynolds might lose his coveted role in future Marvel projects. While many people doubted that a massive studio would drop an actor who consistently delivered box office gold, insiders suggested that no one was irreplaceable if they became more trouble than they were worth. With so much money at stake, executives loathed the idea of negative headlines dragging down their brand. On top of that, hints of tension emerged within the star-studded marriage itself. Some sources claimed Ryan was scrambling to save his own reputation, even if it meant backing away from Blake's battles. Others argued that Blake was the one fueling Ryan's involvement, hoping his star power would overshadow any criticism she faced. The relationship dynamic grew murky, leaving outsiders to speculate whether the Hollywood power couple might soon become ex-allies in the ring. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni did not let up. He insisted the smear campaign robbed him of fair work opportunities. He had receipts, or so his team claimed, showing how negative whispers tarnished his name and how certain jokes in big-budget films were more than just comedic jabs. No matter how far Ryan ran, Justin was determined to keep him tied to every ugly detail until justice, or at least reparation, was served. The entire saga feels like a script no one could have written. A once-adored couple wades into allegations of bullying, intimidation, and malicious taunting. A seemingly innocent third party becomes the alleged target of a high-profile smear. Marvel and Disney, known for squeaky clean blockbusters, are forced to investigate whether their beloved star tarnished the brand. Whose version of events will stand the test of time? At this point, the drama shows no sign of slowing. Blake Lively's reputation hangs in the balance. Ryan Reynolds' comedic shtick faces more scrutiny than ever before, and Justin Baldoni stands firm with his claims that he was unfairly maligned. Maybe the truth is more nuanced than any of us know. Or maybe it's even bigger than we can imagine, waiting to explode in the next court filing or private leak. One thing's for sure, viewers have plenty to speculate about until the next development hits the tabloids. Heroes and villains have never been so hard to define. For now, we watch and wait, wondering if Hollywood's golden couple will manage to salvage their once shining image, or if this tangled web of betrayals will be too massive to escape. And there you have it, every fiery accusation, every cunning maneuver, and every creeping shadow of doubt. Nobody said life in Tinseltown was easy, but no one expected it to be this dramatic. What do you think? Are Blake and Ryan ruthless masterminds or unlucky victims of circumstance? Share your own thoughts and brace yourself. There may be more chapters left in this story than anyone realizes.